And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Aries. Welcome to Koi Plays Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a side of quick announcements, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, individual reads are now back up and open, so if interested, please message or email me directly. Link is on main, and we'll set that up, okay? So what are we looking at in this round of reads, Aries? We're looking at your career read for the month of February. Here, career being defined as opportunities, ventures, things we want to put ourselves into, try to see what the labor and efforts that we put out, what we would get back in return, right? So as a preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even when it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to purposefully misguide you or mislead you. That's not why I do what I do here. Trust me, I got 12 signs, and I try to be honest and nice with all of them, right? We lay our cards out on the table. Good, bad, or otherwise, and come rain or sunshine, we talk about it. Because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. So follow along with me in your career read for the month of February, Aries. What's going to happen today? And yeah, let's see what the cards say. We're going to start in the past, present, future orientation. Since careers are very linear, they're very easy to map in the trajectory. So let's start over here. In your past orientation, show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Aries in this read. What do we need to see? Well, interesting. Why did that come out in the reverse? Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. The foundation we once had or once thought is now up in the air. At least in the past orientation. Something's going on there. Hold on. Show me the cards you need me to see, please. That's what I mean by a card flying out and hitting the table, right? If it doesn't fly out, I'm not going to take it. That one flew right out of the deck. The question isn't if, the question is why. What's going on for the Aries collective right now? Where the cards you need to see, please. Why is that foundation fundamentally shaken? Strength, the card of Leo. Okay. And why? Why do we need to find the 4-2 within? The Tower. Yep. Had a feeling. Somebody has been going round for round in a boxing match right now. I feel like I just got hit. Why am I saying this? The Ten of Pentacles, normally one of the greatest cards to pull for a career read because it represents our foundation, right? The light that we seek to build, the security that is had there within. In the reverse, our foundation is fundamentally shook. And I know this because of the Tower. What we don't understand is that the Tower is one of the three cards, the other two being Death, the card of Scorpio, and the Devil, the card of Capricorn. They get one of the worst raps in tarot because of their effect on people, not intentionally based off of their purpose alone. The Tower comes in, it's, as you can see in this depiction in the card, lightning striking a house, setting everything ablaze, and everything goes to ruin. The purpose of the Tower, because even those moments of destruction have their purpose, right, is meant to clear out the things that are not meant for you, so that you can actually get to a better place. What's going on here? Truth is found in resolution. So Strength, the card of Leo. Do we have what it takes to actually make it through? I don't know what happened recently, Aries, because I get this is more of a recent thing, but there's something going on that makes your entire field precarious, whatever you're working in right now. It's making everything so up in the air. And do we have the power to create all over again, right? In the past, so worried about foundation. Well, what happens if that foundation was a lot more shakier than we originally gave it credit for? Then nothing is guaranteed. And that is the answer. Who am I then left to be, right? Not easy, but I do understand why you're taking this approach. Thing is, you gotta let the Tower happen because we can't control lightning. We can't control the weather. Whatever happened in the past, it happened, and it happened with purpose. I think you're seeing the signs of just its aftermath right now, but you had to tell yourself for the longest time, hold on. Just hold on. I'll find the answers eventually. So let's get more towards the present. What of the here and now? Showing the cards we need to see, please, for Aries in this read. In this career read, what of the present orientation? What of the here and now? Nine of Swords, okay. Nightmares and anxieties. Yeah, these are natural given, everything you just went through. The question isn't if, the question is why. King of Wands, okay. So how can we still move in spite of our fears? Ten of Swords. We accept painful endings as they come. Oh, Aries. Yeah, you definitely going through it. Yeah. So I'm reading this in two different directions. It is really worth holding on to. You're also going to have to decide how you're going to fight for it, right? The 9 and 10 of Swords, again, the Tower came in for a purpose. Whatever sign, if your job is up in the air right now, if everything seems uncertain in your field, if you had to, really get hit so hard that you had to really kind of bring yourself back up on your feet, get knocked down 9 times, get picked up 10, you still got to find something worth fighting for. The 9 and 10 of Swords, yeah, we come to a conclusion that, okay, if you had a side project, is it still worth doing, right? I know for me, because I am an Aries, so Aries, heart to heart, some things happened recently where even myself having to evaluate, hey, is this still worth doing? But that's a different conversation for a different time. When it comes to your present moment, how can we still do right in spite of our fears, in spite of everything that could go wrong? How can we still make the best of what we got for the things that we want to see? Right? That King of Wands is still standing strong in spite of all the swords pointing at him. He's not budging, right? So we're trying to find the answer within, just as you found it in the past. Here saying, okay, even as certain things come to an end, even as it's shown its massive amounts of difficulties and the things I just can no longer sustain for myself, if so, then what? What is the next step? If so, then what? Because if that is my truth and if that's where we stand right now, I still got life to live. What is next? Right? We can't be so afraid of everything going on that we get stuck in making no choices at all. So, next. Future orientation, show us the card that we need to see, please. For Aries in the future orientation of this read. What of the Aries collective? You know what? Sometimes I don't even take this as bad shuffling. I refuse. It's just going to be a lot. Future, autonomy and freedom. 9 of Pentacles. Can you stay through to actually get there and find that freedom? Your choice. 9 of Wands. The intentionality of action, moving from purpose and spirit. Here, the freedom is mine right now. I can pretend I don't have a choice, but even then, that's a lie to myself. 6 of Pentacles. Knowing what's worth investing into every single day and showing up in that way as someone who would care to see that future. Emperor, you. How do I put me first, but also how do I make decisions designed in my best interest? Death, card of Scorpio. Some things must absolutely come to an end. The things that are causing me anxiety here are a direct reflection of the things I'm trying so desperately to hold on to, and it still goes back to that 10 of Pentacles in the past, believe it or not. The things I was not willing to let go of, the false notion of security, the idea that, oh yeah, this is secure, I'm safe here. No. And I know you may not like that answer, Aries, but all the cards still spell out things are up in the air right now, and that's totally fine. What are you able to do with and for yourself? How do we get to where we need to be? Chariot, the card of Cancer, embracing whatever that journey has in store for you. And 6 of Swords, that's how we move on and move forward. Is it a nice and even answer? Absolutely not. But what I can say positively, in spite of all the pain I see across the board, is that there's a 2 of Cups. Now, 2 of Cups is normally a card of intimacy between 2 separate people, 2 partners. But when it comes to a career read, 2 of Cups, I mean, I don't know if this is a lifelong journey, but me and this job, we vibe. I can get with that. Me and what I intend, we vibe. I can get with that. I'm working on a small project, we vibe. I'll stay with that. Right? It's finding the value in something and it feeds back to you. Right? The Two of Cups is a relationship based on reciprocity. Okay, next. Cards connection. Reveal connective energies, please. The bridging gap between all time-based orientations located here for Aries in this read. First, show us what is held between the past and present orientations, between the what was and what is. Seven of Cups. Okay. Possibilities still existing. Why? The other stuff has to get cleared out because, hold on, before I say what I'm going to say, because I'm trying to bite back my tongue on some of the sharp notions that are going to be had with this, because there's no other way that it really is to say it. Yeah, Nine of Wands. The efforts that we put in, what will they actually amount to? And Ten of Pentacles. Yep. We are fighting for a sense of security that does not exist. It doesn't. Right. I'm looking at an Aries who is basically trying their hardest to maintain a reality that they know is uncertain, even to the point of like lying to themselves and placing false notion and prophecy in like something that they cannot say 100% certain will be there. Right. It all goes back to that Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Ten of Pentacles upright. Interesting that it flipped out in that way. Ten of Pentacles upright is something that has a solid foundation. It is a life we want to build and what we want to aim for. In the reverse, not everything is cracked up to what it's, they said it was going to be, right? All that glitters is not gold. And so that tower then is actually working in its most optimal state because it's trying to get you to clear out the desperation you were holding on to of that perfect ideal life or whatever you said you were trying to build. Maybe it's not meant for you. And if it's keeping you in such a state of desperation that you're holding on to something you know is uncertain, you know is not at the end of the day worth fighting for, your current reality, that 9 and 10 of swords already tell me all I need to know, because you're having so much anxiety about, will this be here? Will this work out? If it's giving you that much anxiety, maybe that's a sign that you need to move on, right? And so the things that we were fighting for was the illusion of security, not even the job itself. I'm not looking at somebody who is just saying, hey, I really want to be here. Zaza, no. I'm looking at somebody who is fighting for a notion of safety and something they've already been able to clearly and accurately identify is up in the air for them right now. And we don't want to admit that to ourselves because it means the shaking of this Ten of Pentacles. The things that this solid opportunity, this home, whatever I see as being secure, mine, so desperate to hold on that it, while we know it's crumbling around us. Fair enough. Next, between the present and the future. And the future so wide and bold and open. Yes, it is. Shows the cards when you see please for the Aries collective. Between the what is and the what if. Eight of Swords. The notion of powerlessness. Okay. Well, at least we're having a more honest conversation. Hold on. Nine of Pentacles. How do we choose to make choices and invest in spite of all the fear that is presented to us? The Sun. That we make our happiness come out when we're not afraid to make a leap. Here's why. The Eight of Swords. Always characterized by somebody trapped in an open-air cage of swords. Do they know the way out? Yes, it's by climbing. Will they probably hurt themselves on the way out? Yes, there's a high chance of that likelihood as well. When we put the Eight of Swords in place, and this depiction, just like on some other tarot decks, have a very similar depiction. It's called chosen blindness. The idea that we know the answer that's right in front of us, we're just not looking at it. The only thing that's going to get us out of this, we need to let go of our iron grip on the perfect ideal whatever we're trying to build, because it is not there, and we've already been able to see the signs point by point of how things are falling apart. You have seen it, people around you have seen it, and yet you are so dead set on even lying to yourself to say that this could work out, that it's actually it's only feeding you more desperation, because you're asking a sinking ship to swim, even though you know it can't. It cannot sail. It cannot, there are too many holes in it. It's sinking very fast. And yet you're saying you don't understand how it works. Yet you're paddling. Your paddling is what works. The sinking ship is not. And so the space between, all the anxiety of the current moment, it comes when we're brave enough to say, hey, maybe I've seen the signs properly and I need to move on properly. Underneath it all, Wheel of Fortune, that everything can and will change with time if we're willing to let time run its due course. Okay? Resolution. Well, not just yet. Let's define the major arcana shown across the table for Aries in this read. Let's look at Strength, the card of Leo. Ooh, nice. Too bad I didn't hit the table, otherwise I cannot take. What about finding internal fortitude, and why was that our attitude of the past? Show us the cards that we need to see, please. Define strength within this read. Four of Wands. The notion of home and safety. The reason I'm much applying that to your career read, Aries, is that two wands by itself is an intentionality, right? If one wand is a fire of the spirit within, two wands is a goalpost, it's a game plan. Four wands makes four walls. I'm looking at somebody who is saying, I fought for my home, I fought for my right to have something, I fought for whatever secure reality, even if delusional, and I've acknowledged it to myself. That's where I'm moving from, and that's what I'm sticking with. The more we try to hold on to it, the more that it shows us it's not sustainable. And that is normally a good 9 times out of 10 when the tower comes swirling in like a tornado. And it did. What of the tower? Three of Swords, heartbreak and remorse. Here, no, it didn't work out, and it is showing itself to you day by day why it cannot be. We are fighting from a space of desperation, not creating from a space of proaction. Okay? Next, to the Emperor. Six of Swords. As we move on, we move towards ourselves again. I like that for you. I really do. To Death, the card of Scorpio. King of Swords. The right thing to do, transform. Let death come in the most proper manner that it should. Because even death, being one of the big 3 cards that have one of the worst raps in tarot, it has and is trying to fulfill its purpose. Transformation, so that you aren't rattled and aren't shaken. In fact, you know how to adapt very well and very fine indeed. To the Chariot, the card of Cancer. Two of Pentacles. The new journey will make everything balance out. We just have to be brave enough to get there. To the Sun. Seven of Pentacles. Because something that you don't have to debate, something that's not up in the air, something you feel is absolutely right, will never make you worry like this again. Let's get a crossing pattern. So, of conflicts, direct interface, that Five of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. Things can change with time, but we got to call a spade a spade. This ain't working out, Aries. It's really not. And the easiest way I could try to put it for you is that trying to control everything is the admission that we have no control at all. That's the only way we're going to get from point A to point B. Resolution, the real cards of resolution within this read. What is having resolution for the Aries collective of this career read? The Fool, the power of new beginnings. If I know the Aries, especially from what I remember of the monthly, we are going there kicking and screaming, but we're ultimately going to end up with a new beginning away from all this. It's a choice, but hey, we're going to get there somehow, right? Three of Cups. Coming from reunion with the right people or being in an environment that supports you. Underneath it all, the Magician, the power of manifestation, to find what is also right and good for us if we allow it to be so. What do we see in your read today, Aries? Long story short, you're holding on to the desperate illusion of reality that you built that you see point by point is crumbling piece by piece. It's one of those reads. It's one of those reads. But the beauty in that, it's not about everything that you build. It's a strength within you to build. Right. And I don't think you're giving yourself the credit for that. We're so focused on the Ten of Pentacles being in the reverse without realizing that, hey, what about the investments I did make? Right. Beyond this house, this bank account, this whatever, actually, what am I capable of? Right. And really singing ourselves and asking ourselves that, because this notion of security, this thing that we settled for so long, it's all up in the air right now. What do we do with the life that we're given? And so the future, when we do eventually get there to that new beginning, to being in a much better environment, much more supportive, one that we flourish in, it does come with time, but it comes when we finally burn ourselves out and say, I can't do this anymore. Which is very similar to your monthly read. Very similar from what I remember, but it still comes back to the same point of, oh yeah, it's changing. It's just taking you there kicking and screaming. Now, will we accept change and adapt, or will we fight to that bitter end for the illusion of security we once thought we wanted so bad? That's the question right now. What path are we going to take? Easy or hard? Because guess what? Destruction is all around you right now. What are we going to do? That's all I got for you in your read today, Aries. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, it is very tough for you right now, very tough for the Aries collective. But even more than that, remember the good of what you can do and the things you can produce in the world. It's not about your bank account. It's about the person that made it. I'll see you around, okay? Take care.